Hey, Nick. Did you sense that you guys got a lot of shots that were good shots that just didn't go in and you needed to outscore them and couldn't tonight?
Well, for the most part, yeah, Doug, I think that, gosh, I thought we played well enough at the defensive end to give ourselves a chance. I think we did get a lot of good shots, but I do think that we had just a couple little stretches where I would have liked to seen us continue to work and probably end up with that same shot or something better, 2 out of 3 times, probably something better. And we talked about that, kind of midway through the fourth. And from there on, we started really getting those shots. And you could see us doing multiple actions and side to side and getting kind of wherever we wanted to. And I think we settled a little bit early against them. They kind of play that way. They want you to settle early and take that quick one or whatever. And you can't, we for the most of the game, we did get those shots after multiple action things, but I think there was 2 or 3 little stretches, and they came in bunches. They came in like 3 possessions in a row or 4 possessions in a row, and it just we kind of dug ourselves. We dug ourselves all the way out of a hole, and we put ourselves right back in it. I thought.
I know Aaron taking 7 3-pointers is a bit of an aberration, but is that what you mean? The Bucks kind of goad you into taking those shots that maybe are good, but certainly not great?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that, again, comparing it towards the fourth quarter when you saw Aaron just continuing to turn and make handoff after handoff after handoff. I mean, Lopez is sitting in the paint. So if he makes a good handoff or a partial screen, those guards are coming off free either to shoot a 3 or to turn the corner and get in the paint and then fire out. And we were doing that. Was probably the better option, to do that instead of taking all those. I mean, our bigs shot a lot of them, right? And didn't make enough. 5 for Chris, 7 for Aaron, 4 for Pascal.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Appreciate it as always.
Yep.
Next question goes to Josh Lewinberg from TSN.
Hey, Nick. One of the things that Kyle's really good at, of course, is sort of sensing what's needed from him and when. Is that the sense that you got from him in the fourth quarter as he sort of started to assert his will offensively?
Well, again, Josh, I think we started running better actions to get him those looks. And yeah, he came off, but again, you can just see those possessions and they were all similar. One way, then the other way, then back to Aaron, and then a handoff, and then boom, you turn and there's Kyle come flying off. And that's kind of how we wanted to play, and finally got him involved that way. But he stepped up and kept us in the game. I thought we played good defense tonight, Josh, good enough. And then we had a corner 3 down 4 that doesn't go in, and they have a top of the key 3 that does. And then that was pretty much it. It was could have cut it to 1 there, and we would have had ourselves a heck of a finish, and we miss one and they make one at the other end. And that was that.
A quiet one for Pascal. Was that the need, do you think, or something the Bucks did to him, or something that you thought he could have been doing better tonight?
Well, he, they got the size that's hard. They're not going to let him as soon as he puts it down. There's either Giannis or Lopez or Portis or two of them anyway usually coming. So it's tough for him to get too many. He made a couple good moves, but it's too hard for him to get too many at the rim. Again, I didn't think he was out running enough and bringing it hard enough in transition. That's probably a little bit of a factor with coming off that, strained knee a little bit. But it's good at least to see him out there and hopefully work himself out of that and be ready to, to go for the next one.
Thanks, Nick.
Yep.
2 more questions for you, Coach. First one goes to Aaron Rose from SI.com.
Hey, Nick. One of the other things Kyle's really good at is that pull-up 3. How has he found such a knack for being able to do that, and why is it so tough to defend?
Well, I think that first of all, it's something he works on religiously, Aaron. So that speed up the floor, and if they keep backpedaling, he can stop on a dime and pull that thing on them. I think, and again, he's got just enough sometimes where he'll, if they do press up, where he'll lower his shoulder and turn the corner and go to the rim on them too. So they, there's a little bit of, are they going to step up? And if they do, he can take it to the rim or get to the paint at least. So I just think it's, it's sometimes anytime you play with pace up the floor, you're putting the defense in a little bit of a bind. And I think when he races it up like that, he's got a couple of options of things he can do there.
And how nice is it having a guy like Norm who seems to step up anytime you have a guy injured? You can sort of slot him into any position, and he seems to respond lately. Well,
he's played well here lately, which is good to see. It looks like he's found a groove a little bit, and again it's kind of translating to both ends. He's playing really hard on D and pretty solidly down there too, which is good. And give him 40 minutes here and there, we ought to be getting in shape. So that's helping him too, I think.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
Final question for you, Coach, goes to Louis Zatzmans from Raptors Republic.
So earlier in the season, you had some moral victories where you played well but lost, and then more recently, not so much. Tonight, I mean, the Bucks are a good team. You said yourself the defense was good. Where do you stand on the whole moral victory side of the thing tonight?
Well, moral victories are probably too strong, Louis. I think there was a lot of good to take from the game, right? There's a lot of positives to take from the game. I think, we got some good sparks from Terrence, Yuta, Stanley. There's some positives. Again, I think the defense was pretty good. The schemes were executed pretty well. And again, we just gotta, if we would have probably executed that well offensively, just missed a few things. There was some just miscommunication on a few sets we were running that would have been wide open if we'd executed them a little better. Things like that, if you're going to beat a high level team, those things got to get cleaned up. And it is a bit tricky because we're playing some guys out of position and, small and still trying to kind of figure out some of that stuff. But it's also, it's the NBA. There's no excuse for not executing stuff. When you see an opening and you make a call and it's there and it doesn't get executed, well, you've missed a nice advantage to get a cheap, easy bucket, So we got to get to work and we got to grind that stuff out a little bit more and go through it with some pace and make sure we're ready to execute that stuff, no matter who's in or who's out of the game.
Thanks so much, Coach. Have a great rest of your night.
Louis. Yep. Thanks, everybody.